Anyways, I'm putting on the sand seal. Already added some silicone. This is good and tight right here. The other one, my block, was actually loose. I could just slip it in. So I would just use gray silicone because the gray one has a little bit more strength. So I'll just use gray silicone, push it in, let it dry overnight, and it's good to go. This one, I did add some dark silicone or black silicone. And yeah. So I'm going to use a mallet to pound it in. And just going around until it seats. The washer is already there. The spacer, as you saw in the previous video, we put in a washer spacer. Well, that's what it was. This is for the sand seal. And she's fully seated. Okay, she's fully seated. Now we can put on. This is only temporary. I still have to put the oil pump, but this is just temporary. Just so I have something to rotate the engine with. And we're gonna go ahead and install the cylinder with a because I need to know if this thrust, this cut right here, has been what do you call it? Machined too low or too high. I need to find out the deck height. There you go. I need to find out if this deck is correct. So I've got all the tools in here, so I'm gonna get the tool out and all that good stuff, but I'm gonna go ahead and put the nut on there, snug it up, you know. Okay, so we're inside the mystery box. I don't remember what that is. Oh, you know what that is? I know what that is. It's something I will never use, but I bought it because I know my son, eventually he might go dual carbs, and he's gonna need this. Probably never use it myself because I'm already used to doing it without that. I mean, you can just hear it, but you know, he doesn't. He's not a mechanical motorhead like I am. Oh, this is a piston puller for the oil pressure thingy. I don't remember buying that. Okay, I do remember buying this. Figured it might actually work. I don't know. It might work. Oh, and I got the head things to do the valve things instead of using this thing, which, you know, this works pretty good. It's just it's kind of slow. It's very slow. This should be like clank clank, you know, real quick, done. CC. It's not for this motor. I just figured I needed one of these because the other one I have, this thing broke. The syringe broke, but I already have all this stuff. But anyways, figured just get another one. It was like, I think it was like 12 bucks, so I couldn't really say no to it. Ah, this is what we're looking for. The decking tool. I've been meaning to get one of these for like years and years, and I never did. What is this? Oh, I know what this is. These are for the pushrod tubes on the Type 4 engine, because I'm going to take the head off. And these are same thing, different size. Okay, it takes two different sizes. Two different sizes for the pushrod tubes. So I figure I just replace them on there, you know what I mean? And the reason I'm going to take the engine off eventually, this is a valve guide. All right, that is a valve guide, but that's not what I was looking for. Or it could be. What the hell is this? Honestly, I don't remember what this. I mean, if these are for me, I think they might be. I think these are for my Porsche. An exhaust. I have an exhaust and I have an intake. I just figured I get both of them for the Porsche head. Yeah. And I bought the best tool ever. This is the tool that I made to be able to take off the springs on the head. So, you know, while the engine is inside the cabin, still installed. Okay, this is that tool for a Type 1 and Type 4. Yay! Because it's got all the holes right here. The tube has a bunch of holes for different, you know, for Type 1 and Type 4. Honestly, I don't know what this is. I do not recall. Oh, this is for the GTI. Okay, never mind. I know what it is. This is for the exhaust GTI. Okay, they take bolts like this and then springs right at the catalytic converter and the downpipe from that comes down from the head. Okay, I needed 3 of them, so they only sell 2 in a box, so I had to buy an extra one. There you go, that's what that is. And, alright, we're good. So, I'm going to get to doing the deck. See right now, I have several shims. I have the original shims that I was running on the other block. So I want to see what kind of deck that gets me. I have a feeling that I'm still going to have to add another 60 or 0.060 or a 60, you know, 60th of an inch more to get me the correct compression. I want 8.7 compression. I can go a little lower, like 8.5 compression. I can run with that, but I don't know. I still have a shitload of sizes, ring sizes or cylinder shims in somewhere over there. They're brand new. I haven't even opened them. So this is not going to be a problem. I just want to. All right, I'm going to install the studs here so I can do the decking. You know, this is one of those tools that I really wanted, but it sucks. See? This is not centered. I would have to bend this rod, and it's already hitting right here. It's already hitting right there. So I would have to bend it, and I'm gonna have to machine it open right here. Maybe drill it out to a bigger diameter. OD right there and there. All 4 of these, just drill them all out a bit bigger. But I can't get this in. I mean, I tried. I mean, I was like pulling on this, like trying to bend this guy this way just to get it in. See? This one looks like it'll go in, maybe. This one. Unless there's a flip it over, maybe it does something different. No, same thing. Got the same problem. So I'm not going to be able to use my decking tool. So unless I machine it, it's just going to the garbage, right? Right. Okay. I'm going to do it the old school way. Just put the socket right here and a socket right here. Then I'm going to measure here and here. You always measure in this direction because that's the direction of the pin. So you measure here and here. You add those two and divide by 2 and you should get your height. Before you do that, make sure you're on TDC right there. That's where we're at right now. I double checked it. I did it, you know, went down, went back up, and I stopped right there. And we're at TDC. Or BTC actually. It doesn't matter. All I want is this piston all the way up. That it's going to go up. As much up as possible. So I got these snugged. They're not super tight or anything like that, okay? So do not panic. Do not. Not yet, anyways. One more time. You get your measurement from here by lowering it, okay? And then you do it again over here. Same thing. You get your numbers. You add this and this. Divide by 2. That'll give you the center height. The center height right here. Okay? Because the pin goes in this direction. So you always want to measure here and here. That'll give you the value. Okay, we're going to... So I already know the value. I went ahead and enter it over here. As you can tell, it's 0.08225. Okay? See, first number, it's 92 pistons. The stroke is 84. Deck height is 0.08225. Combustion chamber is 58. Yeah, it's 58. Compression ratio is 8.8. That's actually perfect. I'm not going to do anything more to it. I'm just going to leave it like that. It actually went up a little bit. It went up 0.1. It used to be 8.7 compression to 1. Now it's 8.8. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Yay! So far this is actually pretty good. It's not much of a compression change. So that means that my push rods, those guys, oh, you can barely see them, are probably going to fall within spec. You know, maybe a hair, just a hair off, but I don't think it's going to matter. So, as a matter of fact, I think they're going to be right on the money. So, I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to go ahead and install everything on this side. I'm going to do this side, then I'll do the other side. But I'm also going to check this. I'm going to do this to the other side because I want to know if this deck is exactly the same as the other side, because the other side might be machined incorrectly, like higher or lower. So I need to know. So things to do on a new case. Definitely you want to check both of them, both sides. All right, moving on. Okay, sorry I didn't show you this. Yeah, use my tool thingy. So I removed both these valves, and I want to check the valve guides, and everything seems to be okay on this head, and so is the other one. I already checked it. And basically what I took these out for, only the intakes, because the exhausts look like they're pretty clean. Anyways, these are like hella dirty. And I just took them out, put them on my drill press, spun it, and just used the, you know, one of this, came right off, went on the bottom. And that's my mess right there from all 4 valves, intake valves. Only the intakes, all the exhausts were clean. So head is pretty good, so I'm gonna leave it. This is a nice tool. I mean, just boom, it just boom, you know, just bring it down, boom. Problem, that is too short. This is too short. You got to put a lot of muscle into it and a lot of while you're trying to get that, you know, that stuff out of there. But basically, I mean, it's really that, you know. And another thing is, yeah, you have to bolt it down. Oops, like there and there. Otherwise, this whole contraption just flips right over. But, you know, once you bolt it down, it's good. This is definitely too short, so I just took this from my hydraulic jack. Just use this as a lever, see? From here, very little effort, very little effort. I love it. Perfect. It didn't come with the pin that goes here. Didn't have that pin. I mean, I looked and looked and maybe it fell off or something. Couldn't find it. So I just ended up using a screwdriver. Oh well, whatever. So, another thing that I noticed, maybe it's just this heads, I don't know. Maybe the stock heads don't do that. This is too low. Way too low. It's like 1/8 of an inch too low. So basically, your valves drop a lot. So you have to put a lot of effort on this thing to bring it down, to get to the area where you can install the keepers on these things. So I'm going to weld like a little bar right here just to bring it back up higher so that the valves hit here. And it's a better experience. But it's a pretty good tool. I mean, I am like, woohoo! You know, that kind of, yeah. Alright, so I was getting ready to do this. Oops. There we go. Didn't want to focus. But the needle fell off. It just freaking fell off. I was doing the half lift because I want to check if these push rods, these guys over here, see if they're any good. And doing a dry run, right? This thing is torqued down. So this thing fell apart. It totally fell apart. What the? Seriously? So now I'm taking it apart. See, I took the first screw off. So I'm going to take all the other 3. See if I can fix it. But what I was doing is, okay, at least I got the first number. Okay. This is right now before lift. This is where it just barely starts to begin to push down on the valve. So I got my first mark. Now I need to know my total lift, which will be somewhere down here. I'll make another mark. Then all I have to do is just get half of that, and that'll be my half lift, and this should be square. Right there. Should be square. So I'm going to go ahead and try to fix this. See if I can get it to... this is not good. Anyways, I just wanted to show you this. If I don't show you the rest, it means that this thing broke. Sorry about my light. It's just flickering for whatever reason. Usually doesn't do that, but whatever. So we'll just have to work with it. Okay, what have you asked me on the comment section? Had I done this to a 1:4 ratio rocker? Had I done the oil mods on the rockers? And the answer is yes. This one is 1.3, but it's not 1.4, but it's basically the same thing. It's just whatever. Anyway, I already loosened this one. Okay. Okay, remember, I've got an FK42 cam, so those are extremely hard on the valve train. Okay, so okay, there's the first one. Oops, I'm sorry. There is the first oiling hole, or the guide thingy. This one only has one oiling thing. It only oils this. This one does not have an oiling hole that goes straight over here. On the stalkers, they have that oiling hole right there. See if I can get that really close. That oiling hole, and they have another oiling hole right there. So what you do is just make a groove from here to about here, and you basically pressurized oil to come to here and oil the very tip of the valve stem. Less wear. So I guess the answer is yes. I did run the that particular mod on the older rockers. I did the shaft, and you can see that with the blue tape, me holding them on the previous video. You can see those diagrams, and me, well, actually you see my hand. And the rockers, I showed you a picture of that also with the little cut on the inside. Yeah, back then the cameras were not that good, so it's really, you know, it is what it is, but you can tell what it is. Now, this new setup, these newer rockers, which require lash caps, the only mod is right here on the rockers themselves. I didn't have to do the shaft. But the reason you get 100% is because the HVX mod is also done on the lifter. So it's got 3 cuts, evenly spaced, kind of like a triangle. And then basically that allows 100% of oil pressure to be flowing 100% of the time to your shaft and rocker. They're always under pressure. That's why this thing, I'm thinking that's probably the reason I could rev the you-know-what out of it, the piss out of it, and it didn't fall apart or wear out one bit. Didn't wear out. The head is like brand new, okay? The head is like brand new. The valves are like brand new. Everything here is like brand new. A lot of people would say, oh, he's running that. Oh, you know what? It's running really good. So far. I'm still waiting for the kaboom, okay? I'm still waiting for the kaboom. The engine block cracking, that's not a kaboom. That is an overheating. That was my fault. Not paying attention to the oil temperature. So what I'm going to do to the heads real quick is just, I have an old cylinder. It's damaged right there. It's got a damage right there. So I didn't use it. Anyways, it's fairly new, but it's the same size. They're 94s. This is a 94. So I just want to put some cutting compound, metal grinding compound, and I'm just going to redo the seats so that I have a perfect seal again. Okie doke, okie doke. So basically I just put that crap on there and just throw it on. Just throw it on! And just do this. Whew, that is tiring, but you get the idea. So I got to clean that crap on this side and then do the other one. A lot easier with 2 hands. I was able to do this a little bit better. 2 hands, recommended. 2 hands. Okay, this is done. I'm going to clean it up and I'm going to put it aside and do the other head. Finally we're getting to make some progress here. I already got silicone right here. Silicone. We've got silicone on all the studs. All of these studs have silicone right here. I already measured how high I have to have these studs. Word of advice: never add Loctite down there, ever, 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 because if you ever change your motor size and you need to expand, this thing, you'll never get them out. You'll have to take out the what do you call it? The case savers. And then use a blowtorch to take them off. That's what I had to do to that stupid block. All these studs right here. It was a nightmare. I didn't do that. It was the previous owner that had that case that did that. So, don't use Loctite. Use silicone. I've got my air deflector on the bottom. I had to modify this one because this is a longer long block because of the the H rods being longer. They're 5.5 instead of what are the stock ones? Yeah, they're 5.4s, and I got 5.5, so it makes everything longer. Okay, and plus the stroke makes everything, this guy, go up higher. So that's why everything got wider. Yeah, just weld some things on the bottom to cover up that thing and get the air to deflect to the sides. That's all you have to do. It's not really that difficult. All right, so that is done. I'm gonna go ahead and install my push-rod tubes, and I'm gonna have my son help me out to put the head on. Okay, we got the head on. It's not torqued. I just want to make sure that everything's perfect. All my tubes are perfectly centered here with the openings. Nothing's binding. Everything looks good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and torque it. I'm going to torque the mofo head to the block. Everything's looking good. I don't see any problems at all. Okay, initially, I always go to about 15 pounds initially to start with when I'm torquing the head, 15 pounds. And then I go to my final torque, and I've heard that you can go as low as 18 pounds. Okay, I don't know about that. However, I will tell you that this motor, when I overheated it and it was running fine, even though I had overheated it, I checked the torque on them and they were all at 14. Yeah, 14. So I guess the overheating stretched out the bolt or something. Anyways, it was running fine at 14. So I guess you could go 18 and it'll be fine. And remember, I was still revving the piss out of it, even though I had overheated it, and nothing happened. I don't go over 22 pounds. Recommended is 25 pounds. The reason I don't go to 25 is because these are 10 millimeter studs. Or the head bolts are all 10 millimeter, and those are kind of like non-forgiving for stretching. So it's better to go 8 millimeters if you can. I had ordered the 8 millimeter stud, and then I said, the hell with it. I'll just change it to 10 millimeter. I shouldn't have done that. I should have kept the 8 millimeters. Oh, whatever. Anyways, let's start with this wheel because it's gonna spin. Okay, that's it. Crisscross, okay? Okay. Right there, crisscrossing. Okay. Oops. There. Right there. Okay. It's just last. Okay, we're gonna go up to 22. 22. There we go. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Okay. Now let's use Chris. Okay, I'm gonna check him one more time. See, because it moved. Okay. Okay. Right there. Okay. Okay, that's it. We are torqued. 22, like I said, you can go 25, no problem. I go 22s just because I know these are 10 millimeter studs. Don't follow my wisdom. Just go 25. Okay, she's done. I'm going to put the rocker assembly, the push rods, all that good stuff. This side will be done. Cool. Okay. And there you go, honey. See, I did this because it makes everything so easy. You know, you just pulley, right? All right, so just goes like that. Just like I took them off. Pretty cool, huh? Make one. I'm trying to get the ball, the little push rod ball in the receiver of the rocker. That way, when we smack it, it'll go all the way in. Don't go all the way down on one side. Go a little bit, and then so they go in even. Or they'll get like cockeyed, and you can damage the studs. Okay, that was tight. All right, she's in. She's in. All right, I'm going to calibrate these. I'll take my Allen wrench and my 12 millimeter wrench to calibrate these. I got to turn the motor until those are on the right cylinder. You know, I'm going to go to cylinder 1, cylinder 2, and calibrate them. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen it. This one's tight. I can already tell. It's tight. I can't move it with my fingers. Right now we're on cylinder 1 TDC. Dead top center. Number 1. Okay, that's where I have my my pulley set. On these, my particular rockers take 12s instead of 13s. Okay. Oh, that was way too tight. Way too tight. Right about there. Okay. I'm gonna put them at 0 because these are chromoly. I just want to make sure that I can spin it with my finger when it's cold, and yes, I can. I can spin it. Push rod tube. So I'm just gonna make sure it's good and tight. I want to make sure that that little tightening didn't tighten it up more. No, I didn't. I can spin it with my fingers. Okay, next. Okay. Just want to see what kind of slack I got. Okay, we're good. That's good. Spin it. Yep. Spin it. Yep. Okay. That one's done. I'm gonna do this. Right there. Perfect. Spins pretty good. All of them have 0 lash. That's all there's to a valve adjustment. Initial valve adjustment. I'm actually going to check this when after 20 minutes of running. I'm going to take it apart, open it up, and check all the clearances. Make sure we're still at 0. Okay. So that is one head. So I've got my gasket. I've already added black silicone onto it. Very thin film, very thin. You don't need a lot here, okay? Just enough to seal. Just enough to moist the paper. Once it's moist, that's more than enough. Okay. Don't go crazy on this. Okay. My pump. This is where the gear goes. It connects to the shaft right here, to the FK42 cam, to the cam. So this, make sure it goes up, and no need to go crazy on silicone or anything like that. It is seated all the way down. Yes, indeed. Okay, let's get our gear in there. All right, she's in. And just for reference, I mean, when I bought the pump, those two marks, it has little tiny marks right there, one here, and one on the other gear. They were like that always, so I always just remember the bottom one goes right next to the front one, which would be the top. Just so they always go the same. I don't think there's anything to that though, honestly. Alright, so next goes the very, very thinnest in your flimsy little gasket. That's the one that goes here. Do not use the thick ones. Like, for example, this one, okay? They look exactly the same, right? This one's thick. Really thick. This one's really thin. I always use the thin one because logic says if you use the thin one, you know what's going to happen, right? You get more pressure. The further away the face is from these gears, the less oil you're going to move. Less pressure. So you always use the thinnest one. If you have it in your kit, if you don't have it, well, you'll probably be okay. Don't worry about it. Before I continue, this paper thin gasket that goes between the pump and the cover, never ever add silicone. The reason is these little tiny holes that it has right here, here, if the oil is starting to weep out, it falls into that little channel that's round. You can see the round channel, right? Yeah, you can see it. I can see the camera. They get sucked up, and through here, they go right back in there. So this will never leak. Okay, that's why you never add silicone. Otherwise, you'll get weeping on the sides because you just destroyed the ability for it to get sucked in. Because it's always under vacuum right there. Da-da-da-da. And there you go. So this guy goes in like perfect. Perfect. You guys got to see this. It's right on the edge. Okay, I'm going to shake it all up. Right there. Okay, you see that? It's actually hitting. However, there is a little bit of slack, and it will actually go like a couple of mil upwards, and there is actually a very tiny gap. Fudge. You know what? I don't like it. I'm gonna grind that right now, and so that is not a problem, because if it expands and it hits this, it's gonna tweak it, and you know we're gonna develop leaks here and everywhere. So I'm gonna do that real quick right now. Okay, so now there's gonna be like 40 thousandths. Perfect. That should be enough. That should be enough. It shouldn't be any problems anymore. Let's go ahead and tighten that up. Let me double check that gap right here. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Definitely tight. Okay, oil thingy done. So I went ahead and installed the oil shield, or the dust thing that goes underneath the pulley and the oil pump. But I had to literally cut here. This right here. Because mine went absolutely straight inwards, and then it came back out, so I had to cut that piece off. And there's more to this tragedy. There's more to this tragedy. I also had to cut right here. Same thing, because it goes straight out, and this one has like a 45-degree turn versus going straight into the block. So this did not fit. I had to massage it. Now, in my defense, I did not do this, or this.
His previous owner, I don't know why he did that. I mean, he could have just massaged it and not do this hacking thing. But I was using aluminum tape right here, and it actually worked fine, but the aluminum tape actually fragmented and it's no longer functional. So what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to cut I'm going to make a template and actually weld it back up. Okay, so I got my template. It's going to be like that. Okay. Like so. Probably going to cut it a little bit closer right here and make it fit better. But yeah, gotta do what you gotta do. Already got my thing cut. Yeah, I still have to straighten it out and all of that crap. But yeah, let's go ahead and take that off and see how that fits. Okay, so I'm pretty almost done. Following the contours. Okay. I like the way it looks. I'm just gonna tack it, and leave it like that. This is where the pulley is gonna go. You're never gonna see that. I just wanted to delete that problem because it's. Ugh. I never do that. Why would you do that? It's not even straight. Dear God. Anyways, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna tack weld it. Okay, let's see if we can weld it. Perfect. Where's my hammer? There we go, perfect. Perfect. There we go. It's just being stubborn. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Hammer. Here, I'm gonna have to be creative. Very creative. See if that took? Yes, it did. Ha! Alright, so basically that's how I cover up that hole. I covered every orifice that could go into the engine with tape, just to make sure. And she's done! Okay, it's on, and there is no rubbing. I don't know if you guys can see in there, but there is no rubbing whatsoever. I have the closest is about 1/8 of an inch close to the pulley, to the other edge on the inside. That's as close as it comes, so I think it's perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this again and just do a very quick tack weld to all those, and then repaint it black so it doesn't look that bad. Of course, you really can't see it down there. You know, you're gonna be up here. You're not gonna be able to see it, huh? Yeah. We still need to paint it though because it looks like crap. Okay, this is where we're gonna stop. One of the reasons we're gonna stop right here and not install the other side, the cylinders and everything, is because of the 3-cylinder modification they do on those cases over there, the original cases. Okay, what they do right here, They put in really deep stud with the case saver really deep, and they put this long stud that normally goes here. 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Well, one of them they do that, and basically I have an extra long one now because this one doesn't require that modification. So I can't install my cylinders in my head. So that's the reason for that. Okay, so I have to go to see George at German Dreams here in Bakersfield and see if he has some of those old studs originals, because I don't want to order those chromoly ones. I've heard really horror stories about them. They're not stretching right, so I don't want to deal with that. Hopefully George can help me out, because I need a shorter stud here, okay, to be able to do that. Anyways, look at the way this looks. Awesome. Awesome. I'm not looking for perfection, okay? I'm good with grungy, good looking, clean parts. Grungy looking. Yeah, my logic is a little off. Okay. Disappointments on this video. Decking tool. I checked this one, and then I tried doing it on this one, and I couldn't do it. And I tried doing it on this one, and I couldn't do it. Disappointment. Okay. That's what you get for buying stuff from China, right? And I was able to fix this, but this video is already so freaking long that I have to cut it somewhere. And I think you guys can figure out how to do your half lift. I think you guys are smart enough. I really do. So I was able to fix it. Okay, this was getting stuck before. See how it comes back to it? Okay, that was getting stuck like that, and it would. Okay, now it's stuck again. Now it's not. Okay. Anyways, and the needle fell off, so I wasn't able to show you the half lift trick, to see if your push rods are square. Okay, but these are square because I already know that only one of them was really tight, and I think this was the only one that was a little too much tight, like a hair tight. All the other ones I could actually spin with my fingers, but they were a slightly too snug. But yeah, I could still spin it with my fingers. So that means the push rod length is actually almost identical to what I was running. So I'm not too concerned about my push rods being out of whack. I'm pretty sure I'm like maybe 98, maybe even 99% inside the window of perfection. So I can move on. I can live with that. Yeah, that is pretty much it, muchachos and muchachas. I'm gonna have to cut it right here because this video is too freaking long, and I have already edited so much crap out just to make it shorter, trying to keep it under 50 minutes, and I think those are too long, So I'm gonna try to shorten it even more down to 40. All right, muchachos and muchachas. I'll see you later.